Okay, we're live. Hello. Feel free to join in, guys. We are live and we're about to start with the CUBS final for the Behes online round January 2023. We're just waiting for a few people to join in and then we will begin.
Which two teams are going on to the final?
I'll tell, guys. मैं अभी वही तो करने आई हूँ. That is my job. ठीक है. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm just waiting for a few more people to join the stream and then we can begin. Tab tak, I hope every participant, all the 4 semi-finalists have switched on their cameras. जो भी adjudicator अपना camera switch on कर सकता है, feel free to go ahead and do that. Okay, we're starting with the CUBS finals now and I'll start by announcing the finalists. So, we had 4 teams, 4 very talented teams: Team C5, Team C27, Team C19, and Team C28. I'll be announcing the result now. The finalist for the Behes online round is our teams C27. You guys are the finalists. And excitement to दिखाओ guys. ऐसे क्यों लग रहा है कि तुम्हें भी सरप्राइज मिला है. And team C28, team C27 and C28 will be the finalists for the Behes online round January. And I'll tell you your motion right away. Harshika is going to be the host for this round. So adjudicators, you just need to sit here and watch the debate. Keeping the timing and everything else is something that Harshika will take care of. Thank you so much to all the 4 finalists, 4 semi-finalists that reached here. Super congratulations to all 4 of you. It is an immense, how do I say this? It is an immense opportunity that you guys reached here. Best of the lot, and thank you so much for joining in. If you want to sit here and witness the debate, you may do so, but you can keep your camera switched off and keep yourself muted at all times, so you can spectate the debate from here itself. The rest of the team, team C27 and team C28, sorry for my video, it becomes like that sometimes. I cannot for the life of me know why. Okay, team C5, if you could please switch off your cameras. Team C28 and team C27 should be the only ones keeping the camera switched on. Lavanya, you are team C19, I believe. Yes. Ananya and Ahan, please switch off your cameras and then we can go ahead.
Ma'am, should we leave the meeting because we're not finalists?
It's up to you. It's up to you. If you want to see and spectate the debate, that's also completely up to you. You can sit here and spectate the debate. But also if you want to leave, that's completely your choice. Okay, so now that we know the finalists, team C28, all 3 speakers are present, and team C27, all 3 speakers are present. I'll just announce the adjudicators. We have with us 3 lovely, beautiful adjudicators. We have Mr. Abhishek Soni, we have Miss Poshika Bhatt, and we have Miss Kiran Goswami with us. These 3 will serve as your adjudicators for today. And yeah, all the best. I'll just tell you the motion and then Harshika, you can take over. Oh no, wait, do the coin toss first, please.
Could you just give me the sharing rights, please?
Yes, I'll just do that. Where did you go? Where are you? Yes. Yes, you can do it.
Guys, who wants to choose?
This is C027. We'll go tails.
Okay, flipping the coin. Okay, it is tails. C025,
We
what do you
choose
want to
opposition.
Okay. Ajif, please note down C027 chose opposition and C028 chose basically gets proposition.
Okay,
Shamli?
guys, proposition and opposition is clear. I'll just reveal the motion. Please write down your motions and I will put it in the chat box as well. In just a second. Your motion is something that I look dearly forward to hearing about in your debate. This is your motion. We regret cultic fan bases. Your motion is we regret cultic fan bases. So team proposition opposition. You guys have your timer here. Your 15 minutes preparation time starts now. All the best, guys. Harshika, take it away.
Guys, time's up. Are both the teams and the adjudicators ready?
I request the first speaker of the proposition team to unmute themselves and begin.
Good afternoon to the House. This is Myra Prana from Team C028, and I stand for the motion. We regret cult fan bases. A cult following refers to a group of fans who are highly dedicated to some person, idea, object, movement, work, often an artist, in particular a performing artist or an artwork in some medium. The lattermost is called a cult classic. Cults overall have a negative impact on society. Cults are an organized group whose purpose is to dominate cult members through psychological manipulation and pressure strategies. Cults are often headed by a powerful leader who isolates members from the rest of society. Some individuals who join cults remain lifelong members. Cults also have a negative. Cults have shown to evade taxes, violate immigration laws, participate in fraud, and deny children of cult members inappropriate education. A cult is most commonly thought of a religious or utopian group with a charismatic leader, though not all leaders are charismatic. Such groups can also do a lot of damage, causing anything from breaking up of families to horrific acts of ritual murder, suicide, or terrorist acts. Some examples of cults are the People's Cult, Children of God, and the Salavians, all examples of extremely dangerous cults in the 90s. Financial exploitation is also one of the major crimes done by these cults. Cults are known for financial exploitation of its own members, often requiring to give them large sums of money or even all of their assets to the group. A study by the Cult Institution found that nearly 80% of cult members reported experiencing some form of financial exploitation while in a cult. Does the opposition really think that all of these cult fan basings and the consequences are ethical? Are they really going to sit there from the comfort of their home and tell us that everything that happened was not regrettable? All of these caused immense regret. All of this caused immense regrets, and for the opposition to think that all of these examples that took a lot of lives and all of the lot of damage to hundreds of people, both mentally and physically. Which is why I am proud to stand on the right side of the motion. With this, I end my speech.
The first speaker from the opposition team has a minute. I request the first speaker of the opposition team to unmute themselves and begin.
May I start, ma'am?
You may.
Good morning, dear adjudicator, teammates, and my lovely opposition, and the House at large. Today, we're going to debate on the topic we graduate basis, and my one of Team CO27, Behes ke Badshah, and my team will firmly oppose the motion. Before we start, let's understand what cultic fan bases are. A cult follows refers to a group of fans who are highly dedicated to some person, idea, object, movement, or work. Often an artist, in particular a performing artist or artwork of some medium. What do Britney Spears, the New York Yankees, and Apple have in common? They all have some of the world's largest and most dedicated fan bases, whether it be sports fanatics, stans, or popular singers, or Star Wars fanatics. Some of our most proclaimed cultural markers have been largely popularized, less because of the entity's talent, ability, but because of their Ironically, fan bases. Giant communities of celebrity worshippers often brand themselves with names relating to their idols. The word fan comes from the Latin word fanacitus, which is defined as divinely inspired. How can inspiration be bad? Is it simply liking something and being attached to it? Would you seriously say that liking something and being inspired by it is bad? I don't think so. My opponents might say that cultic fan bases deprive you, but they make you attached to something. For example, music. If you like music from any artist such as BTS, you feel attached to it and it makes you feel like you belong. With that, I rest my case.
The next speaker has a minute. I request the second speaker from the proposition team to unmute themselves and begin.
Yeah. Good morning to the House at Large present here today. The motion of today's House is we regret cultic fan bases, and we, the proposition, strongly support this motion. One of the major problems that my opposition have been seeming to ignore is that cultic fan bases often lead to negative behavior such as harassment and stalking. Fans may feel compelled to defend their favorite person, group, or idea at all costs, even if it means engaging in harmful or illegal activities. This can have serious consequences for both the individuals involved and the people around them. Another issue with cultic fan bases is that they can lead to a sense of exclusivity and elitism. Fans may feel superior to others who don't share the level of devotion and may even go so far as to exclude or bully others who don't fit in. This can create a toxic environment, and that is harmful to everyone involved. A study done by the International Cultic Studies Association found that nearly 80% of cult members reported experiencing some sort of psychological manipulation while in the cult. Another study by the American Family Foundation found that nearly 70% of cult members reported feeling isolated from their family and friends while in the cult. Another factor is financial exploitation. Cults are known for having financial exploitation of its members, often requiring them to give a large sum of money or even all of their assets to the group. A study by the Cult Education Institute found that nearly 80% of cult members reported experiencing some sort of financial exploitation while in the cult. Furthermore, negative impact on mental health. Being in a cult can have a detrimental effect on mental health. A study by the International Cultic Studies Association found that cult members were more likely to experience mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD) than the general population. So please, my opponents, take off your rose-tinted glasses and come out of utopia, because this is not how the real world works. Turning to rebuttals, the first speaker of the opposition team stated that how can inspiration, which is said is formed by cults, be bad? Well, as we have repeated before, and I'll continue to do so, cults are largely toxic. They manipulate, brainwash, and harass people to never leave it. Is this what my opposition is vouching for? Does the opposition really think that cults are inspirational and nice even after the toxicity that they share? With this, I would like to end my debate, strongly believing that the motion of today's House must stand and stand tall. Thank you.
The next speaker has a minute.
Miss, can I just start now?
Are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
You can.
Okay. Hello, all present today. My name is Naisa Bharti, and my team and I are strictly against the motion for today. We regret cultic fan bases. A cult following is a group of admirers who are extremely devoted to any person, idea, object, movement, or work, usually an artist or an artwork in some medium. The latter is frequently referred to as a cult masterpiece. A cult following is defined as a small but fervent fandom for a film, book, musical act, television series, or video game, among any other things. The emotional attachment that fans have to the object of a cult following is a common component of cult followings, with supporters frequently considering themselves and other fans as members of their community. Are these fan bases really harmful? Do we need to regret them? If so, why? Why must our opposition team take out the fun of being a fan to something, being passionate and enthusiastic about something these fans like, specifically a cult, which does not necessarily need to be bad? Now, I already know my opponents are writing down their rebuttals of why a cult is bad for you. And so, why should we not follow them? However, a cult can be good. By definition, a cult is just a less popular religion. The same goes in reverse. A religion can be evil. In fact, all religions are cults. The only difference in some cults are so successful that they are normalized. Sometimes that pushes other previously normalized religions into what most people think of as cults. It's all a cult. The big ones have too much power to actually label them as such. So if cults are bad, then why are we all a part of one? A cult can be good. It can also be morally neutral. Unfortunately, the word cult has developed over time. There's nothing inherently sinister in that. The basic meaning is a system of religious beliefs, or cultivated veneration or devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Joshua van Laarhoven's definition: a cult is just a less popular religion. Again, not necessarily an evil thing. Cults can give their members a deep sense of belonging, purpose, and truth that many of those who join them have not and would not otherwise experience. For some people, this outweighs their negative sides. Cultic fan bases do absolutely no harm to cults, let alone anyone else. The opposition team needs to learn that the cultic fan bases are just regular people who are passionate about these cults, and also that not all cults can be bad. In conclusion, me and my team completely stand against this motion. Thank you for listening, and I hope we all know who the righteous side is. With that, I rest my case. Thank you.
The next speaker has a minute.
I'm ready. Can I start?
You may.
There is a cult of ignorance in the United States, and there has always been. The strain of anti-intellectualism has been a constant thread winding its way through our political and cultural life, nurtured by the false notion that democracy means that my ignorance is just as good as your knowledge. A warm welcome to all present in the house today. I would be going ahead as a third speaker. I would start with my rebuttals first. The first speaker stated that cults are good and will eventually benefit their followers. But, sir, cults are bad because they demand the followers to adhere to irrational beliefs. They demand their followers completely forfeit their right to think for themselves. Like religion, which for me is a cult, just on a larger scale, cults require complete devotion. Our fascination with cults, real or fictional, may stem from the fine line between being drawn to what appears to be a utopian community and a dangerous free will stripping group. You also stated that cults are not always bad, but sir, certified websites say something else. 74% children have experienced severe brain damage after their cult experience. Cults are made to dominate the cult members and they isolate members from the society. And reduce their thinking capability. The cult members are given a certain job which they have to do for many years, which kills their creative thinking. And if that is what the opposition is not regretting, then they have to get their facts checked. Does the opposition really think that these cult bases are ethical? You also stated that how fan bases are bad, but so we are not saying that fan bases are bad, and that is nowhere relevant to the motion. Yes,
fans are good, but dedicating your life and soul to them isn't very sensible to do. The opposition also stated that how it can be bad to be inspired by someone. However, what he fails to understand is that if those inspirations lead to devastating consequences, then yes, it is very much regrettable. So, moving on to the second speaker now. You stated that cults will help people with their well-being and development. But ma'am, you have completely ignored the fact that a new understanding of the psychology of the cult experience is emerging. While stating that all cults are necessarily psychologically damaging to their members, the researchers' findings offer insight about the proper treatment of those who have been harmed, as well as the technique that cults use to hold loyalty of old members and attract new ones. You also stated that the cults help people, but unlike our opponents, we actually have evidence to back up our argument. For example, Dr. Clark has, in his private practice with the colleagues in Boston, treated and studied more than 500 current and former cult members since 1974. In some respects, he said, the destructive effects of cult conversions amount to a new disease in the era of psychological manipulation. Ma'am, you also stated that the fan bases are not harmful and being passionate is not bad. But here, I repeat myself again and again. The cults are toxic, they are manipulating people, they damage their brain, they kill creative thinking. And still, if you think cult fan bases are not regrettable, ma'am, please get your facts clear. You also stated that you continue to use the same points even after we rebutted them. You said that all religions are cults. That is nowhere related to it. That is nowhere related to emotion as well. Also, why religions are not cults? Religions give people something to believe in. They are not cults. Cults manipulate people. You also said that they do no harm. Manipulation, toxicity, harassing. We've repeated them a lot of times, ma'am. Your desperation of points is clearly visible here. The opposition also stated that religion and cults means the same thing. However, there is a vast difference between the both. The opposition also continued to say these are, even after we rebutted them a lot of times. They are just using absurd points. Moving on to my conclusion now. First, though, cults are not inherently bad. The problem is that you have people willing to devote their lives, afterlives to these leaders, which is fine at first, but the kind of power is poison because of a public image that they are trying to lure others into their midst, capture their souls, brainwash them, manipulate them, take their money, etc. With this, I conclude the case for our side of the debate. Happy to report. Thanks.
The next speaker has a minute. I request the speaker to unmute themselves and begin.
Yeah. Good evening, respected judges and my worthy opponents. Today, I, Ekam Suri, am hereby standing against the motion. And I would like to begin by saying that not all cults are bad. Generally speaking, most people would immediately think of cults in a negative way. But I suppose if you think really hard, you could come up with a great list of some positives or benefits of joining a cult. One positive element of joining a cult is the companionship or the community one automatically gets. Chronically lonely people who crave inclusion or acceptance from others are easily attracted to cults. That way, they belong. They believe that they are part of a community, but at least they belong. Then, a lot of individuals crave to have a leader in their lives, someone who can tell them what they need to do and tell them how they need to live. Joining a cult, religious or not, can help those people obtain or maintain their mental well-being. A cult can be good, but it can also be morally neutral. Not all cults can be bad.
Unfortunately, the word cult has devolved over time, especially recently, to only have a pejorative meaning, and several of the answers to this question fall into that trap. Perhaps the best way to understand this distinction of religion and cults is to use the word in a non religious context. The movie, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, is the textbook definition of a cult movie. I can't see anything pernicious in attending a midnight showing or doing the time warp again. The cultic fan bases of cults spread the positives of cults around the world to people, and I know that we should never regret this. A cult can be good. By definition, a cult is just a less popular religion. So, are you saying that the following of religion is bad? Do we have to regret religion? No, none of us here regret religion. So, why regret cults? Is there any difference between these? Some cults may be bad, but their fan bases are not bad. Now, on to some rebuttals. To the first speaker, have you considered that members join cults for a reason? There's no mind control over them. They can leave at any point. It was their choice to stay. To the second speaker, are all cults really toxic? And it's not just the members we're talking about, but the fans of cults. They are not doing anything bad. To the third speaker, my second speaker never said well being. She just said that it helps them fit in. Let's let the adjudicator decide which side of the debate to support. But until then, let's agree to disagree.
Thank you, guys. Now we'll wait for Chandragama and then we'll move forward.
Yes. Hi. So with that, we come to the end of the finals as well. Great debate, guys. I won't even say that I hope, but that I know that the agitators did have the greatest time right now agitating you guys. I hope you guys had fun with the motion as well. We try to be Gen Z, even though, we are a little bit on the millennial side as well. But we try to be Gen Z. I hope you guys had fun. I hope the agitators had fun. The closing ceremony will be at 2 p.m. So please tune in then to know the results and to know the champion teams, the runners-up team as well. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. And it was lovely debating with, lovely seeing all of you debate. Thank you so much, guys. With this, we come to the end of the not only the finals of the CUBS division, but also we come to the end of this tournament. See you at 2 at the closing ceremony, guys. All the best. Bye bye.